Would you rather be best friends with Frosty the Snowman or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Frosty the Snowman.
Really? I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if you'd pick that or not. Okay, because I'm totally going with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Welcome to Second Saturday, the podcast where every Sunday feels like a Saturday.
This is episode 14, and I'm Ainsley.
And I'm Jen.
And today we're finding out a little bit more about each other because we were pretty 50-50 with our How Well Do You Know Me type game that we played. So we're going to play a little game called Never Have I Ever, because that just sounds like a great idea.
Right? Oh, Ainsley, you're going to find out so much stuff about your mom.
I know. I was thinking when you came up with this idea, I was like, we must have a strong relationship if we can play this game.
And trust me,
yeah,
there were a lot of questions that I passed on because I thought, oh, you don't need to know that about me yet. You don't need to know if I have ever done that or I have never done that. So yeah.
Yes.
But first of all, would you rather? So Ainsley,
I know.
You'd rather be friends with Frosty the Snowman.
Like, I don't know a lot about Frosty the Snowman, but I love snowmen. So I was like, I just think he'd be a lot of fun to play with. I mean, I think Rudolph would be a lot of fun as well, but I just really love snowmen.
Right.
So it felt fitting.
Do you remember the time we were at the lodge and you guys were just itty bitty and it was June 1st? Yes. And we got an actual snow dumping on June 1st and I did not have any winter. I think I had like a fall jacket for you. So I got like every piece of clothing you guys had and I put it on you, and it was enough snow that we actually had to shovel out the boats so that we could get our guests back to town. It was a turnaround day. And so it was good and wet and packy because it was June 1st. And so we made a great big snowman in the front of the lodge. And I think all I had was I think we had a toque, and we've got and a carrot and all that kind of stuff. But I think I only had like dish washing gloves we put on it. And anyways, by that afternoon, all the snow had melted except for this silly looking snowman, perfectly green grass.
I remember we had our little yellow rubber boots on. There's a photo of us with the snowman somewhere.
I think you had a purple fall jacket on and your yellow rubber boots. So cute.
I do remember making a snowman in summertime.
Listen, snowmen are fun. I get it. And goodness knows you've made enough snowmen in your time, and you can probably make 10,000 snowmen when you get here at Christmas time. Because yes, we have a lot of snow. But I chose Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So I did some research into this. Well, I didn't research, but I thought carefully about it. And I'm choosing Rudolph because Rudolph flies.
That's true.
So I can just jump on Rudolph's back and then fly anywhere I want.
Take me.
And I thought, that's pretty clever. So I think I would want to have a reindeer that flies, right? And then the nose is bright, and I'd be flying everywhere on that reindeer. I would just to go down the street, I would fly. I would grab my reindeer and I'd fly.
That's how you go to work in the morning.
Maybe I'd get a sleigh, but I think I'd just jump on Rudolph's back and
no, you need a sleigh for all your friends.
Then I'd have to get more of Rudolph's fence, but I could do that. So yeah, it's an absolutely ridiculous question, but I thought in honor of it getting colder out and Christmas is approaching, we would find out who we would rather be friends with. So we're throwing that out to you, our viewers. Who would you rather be friends with? Would you rather be friends with Frosty the Snowman or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? So put it in the comments. We love to look at your comments. Let us know which one you would choose. And we would love to see that. Would you rather? What do you want to do?
Would you rather?
What do you want to do?
But I mean, because if you have enough snow for snowmen, then how much snow do you have? Our weather report.
Well, that just segues right into the weather report, Ainsley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, earlier this week, we got another dumping of snow, enough that I had to get out the snowblower. So I've never used a snowblower
Oh,
before. And I knew that my boys were going to be away. So it was just going to be me. So anyways, I got out and I tried that snowblower. Oh, it was so much fun. Like it was so much fun. I don't really wish it to snow again, but I kind of do just so that I could use it again.
yeah.
So we got another probably 4 inches with high winds. So a lot of it has blown away, but we are now officially, as you could tell, because I got my parka out. We are officially, I
Oh
think
my
it was
goodness.
on Thursday. I drove to work and it was like minus 20 something with a wind chill of minus 31.
That's awful.
That's
Uh,
rude. Like so rude.
I we just got our first dumping of snow on Wednesday. It was quite nasty. Like it's not a lot of snow by any means. We have a few inches of snow, but it was very like blistery out. Like you couldn't see anything,
Okay.
and because it's because there's so much driving and stuff. Like the roads were really wet, and then it was freezing, so the roads were really icy.
Oh, that's
Um,
dangerous in the city, man.
because I was gonna go. I attempted to go play some volleyball, but
Okay.
I told them I would try to come because they needed an extra person, and I got about 10 minutes on the highway, and I was like, nope, and turned around
Don't
because I
do it.
just
Don't
couldn't
do
see
it.
anything, and it was just not for me. So I came home and shoveled, and then me and my roommates went and made snow angels and had a snowball fight,
Oh,
which was a lot of fun.
fun.
So that was a lot of fun whipping them at each
Oh,
other. But it is our snow stayed overnight. It didn't melt this time because last week I think it
nice.
was I texted you saying we had snow
Yeah,
and you asked for a photo and it already
I
melted.
did. I was having a rough day last week, and Ains was like, "Well, it snowed here," and my day was just getting progressively worse. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to need to see a photo of that snow just so that I can feel marginally better about
Yeah.
myself because you have snow." And she's like, text me back, "Yeah, it already melted." I was like, "Of course it did. Of course it
But we
did."
have it's there today. We have the snow. Um it's a little bit cooler. It's been really windy out lately. So it's been like a,
Oh,
a cold wind, but
oh, I hate
I
that.
think we're supposed to be getting up to about -9.
Oh my
we're
god.
we're at about -10 right now, so it's not horrible. Yeah.
I actually broke out. I last night I was curling, and so when I got back, I actually broke out popped the hood of my truck and I got out the extension cord to or the cord for the block heater, and I did plug my vehicle in last night because the previous days this week I have tried to start it and it starts, but it's mad. But it starts.
It
So I
starts.
officially am into plugging my block heater in so that I can start my car or my truck in the mornings when I need to go to work during the week. We're there, and like a good 20, even 20 minutes. It's still cold in my truck. Like it's just like,
Oh yeah.
so, and we're not even to the shortest day of the year yet. And we still have
No.
months of winter. I'm just, even
That's
the
like
Christmas spirit. I don't know if I'm
I'm
getting into this
assuming that
winter.
this snow will probably melt. Like I know it's cold enough now that it's not going to melt fast, but I do think that the snow, unless we get more in the next like few days, I doubt the snow will be here for very long. But it is a very like hard snow, so you never know. But it's
A
still
hard snow versus a soft snow?
yeah
Is there a
yeah
difference?
yeah. It's like it's like froze, so it was like really wet snow, so it's very crusty now.
Oh, crusty
You know
snow.
what I mean? And it's not just like
Right.
light and fluffy and like will just
Okay.
melt easily.
Well,
You know,
crusty snow. Well, that was good then
it's
for
hard snow.
it'd be good for a snowball fight. I get it. I get it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, it was perfect. It
Cool
was
beans.
intense.
I like it. I
I was
like it.
running around and whooping them and dodging them and
Just like
oh
dodgeball at school,
yeah.
hey?
Oh yeah. It
You
was
would have been like
amazing.
all Matrix
I really
style,
was. I was like
very
running.
bendy.
I was scooping and like throwing to the side as I was running by.
Oh,
Oh,
I love
it was a
it.
lot of fun. It was a
That's
lot of fun.
awesome. And hey, snowball fights are fun, especially when it's not super cold out and the snow's good and packy. It always reminds me of that movie Elf.
Yeah.
He makes like the 8 million and they just chuck them.
Yeah.
That's what I think of. I love it.
Um yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for this -30 weather.
Yeah, buckle up because it's a slap
Not
in the face.
I know cuz I'm
Um,
going to be home next weekend and I'm not ready for it.
I know.
It's
Oh, it's cold. Like it is cold.
cold. It's
So I'm
cold.
hoping though over the Christmas season it will warm up. Like we're supposed to get like it's I think it's a little bit warmer, but not much. Like I want to say
Yeah.
minus teens to minus
Well,
20s.
that's warm in the winter
But that's
though.
doable.
Yeah.
That's definitely doable here. And I was thinking back, I took the dog for a walk the other morning before I went to work. And it's just, trust me, like we are like 5 minutes that max because like it's too cold to be outside. And I was thinking like back to last year, and I don't know if we had too many days where we were in the minus 30s. Like we had a very mild winter last year.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
last
oh,
year
is that
was
what we're in
really
for?
mild here
It
as well.
was.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think we ever had much time where there was like snow. Like we hardly had any snow last year.
Yeah.
We
Well,
had a
listen,
pretty big dumping and then that was about it. But like we didn't have
we
much snow
have it in
last year.
spades. And yeah, so lakes are fully frozen over now. Now they were semi frozen over last week, and there were a couple of people that actually tried to snowmobile and they chose poorly. And anyways, they are fine, but their snowmobile is at the bottom of the lake, so they'll be able to get that out
I mean,
in
that's on
May.
them. They should know.
You know, so at least we knew then it wasn't thick enough for people in snowmobiles. But I would say now that we've gotten some colder weather, we're probably good to start soon. I wouldn't deviate on it just yet. I like to usually wait until Christmas time, give it another couple weeks,
Yeah.
another week or so. So yeah, I'm still not going to go out on it, but
Nope.
somebody tried to test it and they failed. Thank goodness they're fine. That's my
Yeah.
story. I'm sticking to it.
That's your story.
Yeah. So today we're going to play
Never have
Never
I
Have I
ever.
Ever. We've
Never
never
have
played
I
this
ever.
before.
We have not. Normally you play it where like you hold up like 5 fingers or 10 fingers. If you have, you put it down, and if you put them all down, you lose type thing. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really know how we can make this a competition if we want to.
I don't feel like we can do that because we always have to discuss. And
Yes.
I feel like my fingers would cramp.
Should
Like, you know
we
how hard I had the other last time when I was counting out the signs of ADHD?
Yeah.
I just feel like we have too much to discuss on each Never
That
Have I
is
Ever
that is
statement.
true. I don't know
That
if we just wanna play, or do we wanna make this like a competition, like
well,
whoever's done the most is the loser. Or
uh,
no. Well, you can say
I
no.
think let's just play this because I think we're
Okay.
gonna be like, really, wow.
Well, I think
Aren't
we
you an
know who's gonna
interesting?
lose. I think it's gonna be you.
Well, what constitutes a loss if you've never done it or if you
No,
have done it?
if you have done it.
Oh,
Because the whole point of the game is that if you've done it, you put your finger down. Because every time you'd ask someone a question, you want to say something you haven't
oh,
done,
okay.
you know? But we'll just play.
Let's just discuss. Let's
Yeah.
just have some fun. So I told Ainsley, because we were playing Never Have I Ever, I told her that we needed to have little signages to state whether we have or have not.
Mhm.
So Ainsley, can you please show us your signs
My
for Never Have I Ever?
signs are pretty boring. I
What are
have,
yours? I have.
and I have never.
Okay. So here are my signs.
Someone had time
I
on their
have.
hand.
Never.
Oh my goodness.
So mine are like green's a go, red's a hard stop. Yes, and Christmassy. Someone
Yeah.
didn't get
I
their
didn't.
game on.
I didn't have. I didn't have time for that.
Listen, if I had have known about this weeks in advance, I would say I would have mailed them to you, but they would probably be stuck in a post office somewhere because
Oh,
we're in
definitely.
the height of
Because
a strike,
Canada
postal
Post is
strike.
on a big strike right now. Worst time of the year for it.
I know they're into like several
Um,
weeks now, and I'm starting to sweat it.
yeah, because I ordered something yesterday, but I ordered it for in-store pickup because I was not about to mess around
Smart idea.
with the whole trying to get it to
Very
my
smart
house.
idea. Very smart
So,
idea.
and a
Okay.
lot of people actually, and because of that, totally off topic, a lot of people back home have asked me to get things for them to bring back because I'm in the city. I have access to things, and the post office is not running.
I think you should charge people like a carrying fee because you're
Well,
probably
I
going to have to
think
bring a second suitcase. It's probably going to cost you
I have at least
money.
half a suitcase full of stuff. So, which I mean, it works out. I usually travel with lighter anyways because I usually bring home stuff, but still,
Yeah.
yeah, I got things. Anyways, back to our
You
game.
got things. I love it.
Back to our game.
I love it. That'll
Yeah.
work. Okay. Never have I ever. All right. So are you reading? You read out the questions this time. I
I'll read
usually
them out.
feels
I
like
think
I'm
you read
always
them
the
out
one.
last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Here we
Never
go.
have I ever spoken to a random stranger thinking they were someone else.
1, 2, 3. I have.
I don't think I have.
I have. I have a
I don't
very
think I've done that.
embarrassing story to go with this, unfortunately. Yeah. So back in my late teens, early 20s, we'll call it something like that. I might have been beveraging and being at a party one time, and I was having a great time, feeling no pain. And I had this lovely conversation with this gentleman, young guy that I didn't know, but anyways, we struck up this huge conversation, had a great time, hung out for most of the evening, along with a lot of other people, and that was that. Went our separate ways at the end of the night. A few days later, I'm working in our small little town that we lived in, and I'm walking uptown to get my lunch, and I see this guy from across the street. I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember him. I'm gonna totally go up and talk to him and say hi. So he goes into um this real estate business, and so I walk in, and he looks at me. I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, good. How are you? I'm like, really, really good. I'm like, so we're talking away, and it's been a minute or two, and I'm like, so like, that party that we went to, that was a lot of fun, blah blah blah. And then he starts to give me this kind of look. And I just keep on talking because that's who I am. I'm like, yeah. And blah, 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 blah. And then my talk kind of slowed. And I'm like, you weren't there, were you? And he just looks at me and he laughs. He's like, no. He's like, I kind of wish I was. He said, but I wasn't there. I'm like, okay, so
Okay,
I'm going to go. I walked out, grabbed my lunch, laughed the whole way back to my work. And I was like, oh my God. I don't think I ever met that person that I talked to at that party
no,
ever since
that's
that party,
crazy.
but
I
it definitely wasn't the
I
guy
didn't know that.
I talked to
I
in the
don't
real
think I've
estate.
ever done
Oh,
that. I'm usually
it was
pretty
so
good with
embarrassing.
faces. Like I'm usually really good at like I see someone, I know them or I don't. And if I
When you're
don't know them,
sober, but what if you're not
yeah,
sober?
but
I was not sober when I was talking to this other person, and when it took me about 2 to 3 minutes to realize that the person I was talking to was not the person that I had hung out with at the party, I'm sure that guy was just killing himself laughing. He probably
oh,
was like
definitely.
messaging his buddies, "You're never gonna guess this. I had some idiot stopping at the store, blah blah blah."
Ay, ay,
Whew.
ay.
So that's one of I haves for me.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever pretended to be on the phone to avoid a conversation.
Mm. Think about it, Ainsley. Think long and
I
hard.
know.
I feel like also when we show our answers, we should say what our answers are. Cause I feel like if this is like someone's viewing this on Spotify, they're
Oh,
not going to
yes.
see what we put up.
Yes, yes,
So I
yes.
feel like we should say that because I kind of
We
felt
will.
bad for that. Do you even know me episode? We didn't state what our
Well,
answers were.
we did.
A little bit, but not everyone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So, okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
I
Okay.
have.
So, and I also have
I
pretended to be on the
think
phone.
I have. I'm not confident that I know I have definitely I know I have definitely like pretended to be on my phone or on the phone to like kind of just avoid situations.
Yeah.
But
Well, to avoid a conversation, to
yeah,
avoid a
yeah,
situation.
I guess so. I guess I have.
Yeah.
Definitely. I like it's happened numerous times, so there is no specific time, but I
No,
do it quite often. It's always that like awkward, especially if you're like awkwardly waiting and you're just like kind of everyone's kind of looking at you, so you just like pretend you're on the phone, so it's not
yeah.
as weird that you're just awkwardly somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I do that one a lot.
I also have done that, and I have had a full blown conversation to nobody on the other end of the line, just so that I don't have to make eye contact with someone, or I just look at them and I just keep on talking.
Yeah.
I keep on going. Generally, it's because it's not because I don't like the person, but maybe I'm in a rush and I'm in a hurry and I just
Yeah.
need to get from point A to point B. And I don't have time for that 15, 20-minute conversation, which
That's fair.
truly is partly my fault because I'm pretty sure if I strike up a conversation with someone, it's going to be at least 5 minutes long. So maybe I'm doing it for my benefit. I don't know, but I definitely have done
Oh,
that.
it definitely because there's sometimes that I want to call you and I choose not to because I know I don't have the time to talk for a long time.
Oh,
So
rude.
that's usually why I call you like when I'm in the car because I know that I need to have like a set time where I'm not going to be doing anything else. It's the only thing I can
Listen,
focus on.
I called you the other day. You were busy at Canada's Wonderland, and I got off the phone right away. I was really,
That
really
is
good.
true.
But
That is true.
I get it. You need to have designated time to talk to me. I totally get
Yeah.
it. I get
It's
it.
just because I know it's either going to be a long conversation or just a long period of us just not talking to each other, but we're on the phone.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. So I need to have time set aside for that. And if I know I have things to do, I can't call you.
I love it. I can't call you. I can't call you, Mom. You're too
I'm
much.
sorry. Sorry, I don't have time to talk.
Normally, I feel like that should be reversed in the mother-daughter relationship, but
Yeah.
no, for us, this is how it works. Okay,
Yes.
I get it. I totally get it. Okay, next one.
Okay. Never have I ever been on TV.
Oh,
I have
never
my
have I ever
answer.
been on TV.
I have my answer.
1, 2, 3.
I have.
I also have. You have?
Yeah, we were on the news in Kingston one time when we were at that golf course. That's my TV.
Ooh, yes, we were.
experience.
That's right.
Yeah.
We were on the local news. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we were in Kingston visiting my grandparents, and
Mhm.
we just went golfing. And a news reporter pulled up, and we didn't really think much of it, and went home
Yeah, he
and
was
watched
kind
the
of
5
creeping around
o'clock.
in the background.
Watched the 5 o'clock news that night, and there we were.
There we were. Yeah.
Because the golf course was closing or something.
Yeah, something like
And
that.
so, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
What was
obviously I
yours?
have been on TV more than once because back in the day when your dad and I first had the fishing lodge, we used to have to go and do sports shows in the States. And so we did basically a 2.5 month tour through all the Midwest to do those. And one year we were working for this lodge, and one of the people that came to the lodge got me and my boss tickets to go see Oprah.
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. It wasn't a very exciting taping. It was just kind of a where are they now kind of a deal. And it was kind of like sad news story kind of things. But anyways, I was seated right by the entranceway where Oprah would walk out from
Oh, yeah?
behind the seating out into the thing. And so when she walked by, I put my hand out and that lady high-fived me.
Well, were you on TV, though?
I was, because
Oh,
that's
yeah?
the opening entry. And so
That's
you saw
true.
me and boom, and I high
Look at
fived Oprah. I didn't wash my hand for I don't know how many days. I'm pretty sure your dad was probably like, you got to wash that hand. That's disgusting. I'm pretty sure I was in the shower
Walking around
and my
with your
arm
hand
was
up.
like hanging out as I'm showering because I didn't want to wash off the
Oh my
good
goodness.
vibes. It was really, really cool. So yes.
Yeah.
So we
My
both
TV
have been.
wasn't. I've gone to a recording though. I went to a Family Feud Canada recording one time,
Oh,
but
that's
I
fun.
wasn't on TV. But it was still
I
a cool
also was on
experience.
way back when, and this is really dating me. Back when they used to have Wintario in Ontario, which was like the lottery system that would go around to different towns, and they would set up at the community halls, and then they would have like the balls, and you got to press the button, and they would come down, and you can win. And we would always tune in every whatever it was Saturday night, I think it was. They had Wintario on. One year they had it at in my little town in southern Ontario. And so, anyways, we went to the taping and I actually got to press the button. Oh, it was so cool. So cool. So yeah, yay. Okay. So we both have. Well,
Yeah.
nice. All right.
Yeah.
Next question.
Never have I ever broken a bone.
Oh, broken a bone. Shouldn't have to think about this one too much.
Nope.
We ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
I have.
I have never. Ainsley, you've broken a bone.
I know. I am. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm very accident prone. Every sort of injury that could come to someone has come to me. I quite literally, right before we decided to record this, was at a treatment appointment because I hurt my elbow. So
Surprise.
um,
I'm surprised you don't get your athletic trainer a Christmas gift. Like, I'm surprised they're not invited to Christmas dinner. You probably know them so well at
I
this
really
point.
should. But I've gone many.
It'll be the maid of honor at your wedding. Just saying.
I've gone almost my entire life without breaking a bone. And this year in January of this of 2024, the day finally came and I fractured my middle finger, the very top in between your top joint and the tip of your finger. I fractured it playing football. So I got to wear a fun little half cast little splint thing, and I gave everyone the finger for 6 weeks. So that was a lovely experience for me. It really wasn't that bad. I thought I just jammed my finger, and it did hurt a lot, and I kept practicing. It was at practice. I caught a ball weird and jammed it, and I was like, oh, no big deal. Went to bed that night, went to class, and I was like, well, it still really hurts. I've had a lot of jammed fingers before, so I went to the school nurse, and I was like, what do you think? She's like, you need to get x-rays. I was like, oh. And then she put the splint on and she had to straighten my finger, and that hurt worse than actually. Oh, it was so bad. That was, and then so it's like the big metal ones that like the ones that like fold over your finger.
Yes.
That's all they had. She's like, hey, go get x-rays. I was like, okay, go to get the x-rays. They have to take it off and put it back on again because it's metal. Take off my splint, do the x-rays. I have to straighten my finger back out again and put it on. And then I was in that thing for like a week before I could get my actual like fitted splint. But it was a whole process. And then it just took forever to heal.
Well, listen, you use your hand all the time, right? So
I
I'm
mean,
sure
I
it's
was
not
lucky
something
that it
super
was
mobile.
my non-dominant hand. So
Okay.
it didn't affect too much, but I did have to, I like learned how to type with my finger up and everything I did. And then after I was allowed to use it again, it took me forever to get my finger to come back in because I was so focused. I was always so aware of like, and it's so natural to do now. I was so aware of like keeping my finger out. Because the other thing is that if you break any of your fingers, lots of times people break their pinkies, which I also
Yes.
think I have broken my pinky. I just never got checked out. And like thumbs, that's fine because it's on the edge of your hand. But I broke my middle
Oh.
finger, so it was right in the middle. And so trying to do things and like avoid that finger is a lot more difficult than you would exactly.
Oh,
Like,
you're like your
I'd be at
grandma,
work.
you little baby T-Rex hand.
I was like at work trying to set up a volleyball net, and I'm trying to grab the pole, and it was a hot mess. But like if I had broke my pinky, it would still suck, but at least like it's at the end of my hand, so I still have full function. Like I can actually grab things. But it was right in the middle, so my finger was just up, and I had to like claw everything.
Okay, so Gma was the T-Rex and you had the claw. This is just getting better and better. Oh, I'm so glad we're doing this. I love hearing the behind the scenes of all this.
That was my life for about 6 to 8 weeks. Luckily enough, I got the little splint off right before I went on the cruise, and life was good. But it was.
Can you imagine if you had it on the cruise and then all of your fingers were tanned except for your middle finger?
Just the tip of it, just the top half.
That would be your luck. Oh my gosh. You'd get your hand totally burnt except for the tip. Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh, okay. Well, the next time you break your finger, we'll see. We'll send you on a cruise right after.
Thank you.
See how that goes. That's hilarious. Oh, I just love the backstory. That's way too funny.
But you've never, you know what? That's pretty impressive to go that long without breaking anything.
Listen, I have torn my fair share of ligaments, which I wish I had of broken bones because I have. Oh,
ligaments are way worse.
Yeah, I've done it a few times in my ankles playing badminton. And then also just stepping off a curb.
Yep. I was just telling someone that story the other day. I was talking about how we used to play croquet and all this stuff. And I was like, I was like, my mom beat us all with one leg because she had half a cast on. I was like, but then when she did lose, we poured water on her.
I know. It was just horrible. Your people are mean. Oh, and a side note, I actually was talking to I think it was at curling the other night. I was talking about us playing games because we're coming into the Christmas season where we'll be playing games. I was telling them about some of the consequences that we've done. And they all looked at me like a table of 8 people. And they all looked at me and went, yeah, we're never coming to your house. Like just point blank, we are never coming to your house. Never. I'm like, okay, it's a lot of fun.
Like, I mean, this is so off topic, but like, if you think about it, everyone I've met, their families don't do any of this. Their family, like, I don't think I have met, like, I've met people who are like, oh yeah, our family plays games, but I have never met another person where they're like, oh yeah, my family tortures each other when they lose.
When you say it like that, we sound very disturbed. And you're right. No one ever says to me as I'm telling these stories, they all just look at me in total, like aghast, like, and nobody ever like, oh gosh, yeah, like we do that too. Like never in the history of ever have I ever had anybody have that type of reaction.
Never have I ever.
Never have I ever.
It's a full circle.
It's a full circle. So that's kind of scary, I would say. But whatever. Listen, we are so much fun.
Oh yeah.
You all just want to get on board and hang out with us because I mean, it sounds really strange, but it's so much fun. I love having fun. I was even talking to someone this morning. Okay, side note, about stress because someone that I knew was quite stressed and having like a physical reaction to it. And I was like, even when I'm stressed, I want to be having fun while I'm stressed. Like I can't be stressed and be like at the same time. I need to be stressed and quirky and goofy and fun. I just can't not have fun. It's just not how I roll. Yeah. It's not how I roll. Even when I'm stressed.
I need to be doing something. Like if I'm stressed, then at least I want to be doing something and
Yeah.
still stressing about whatever that other thing is.
Yeah. That stress can just go file it way back here for the time being and then have all the fun. And it's still back there, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back
Next.
to our game.
Never have I ever. Focus. Focus. Focus.
Focus.
Focus.
Focus.
I can't focus today. I've tried and I just can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
Okay. Okay. Focus. 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 Never have I ever blamed an accident on someone else. What kind of accident?
Like just a minor accident, not like a car accident,
Well,
but just like
yeah.
something, and just a light, innocent accident within your daily life. Like nothing that's like a major
Yeah.
accident that caused
Yeah.
caused, harm, or just a really innocent accident.
Okay.
You ready?
I think so.
1, 2, 3.
I have never.
I have. I'm about to divulge something that even your dad doesn't know.
Oh. Oh no.
And yeah, I'm totally ratting myself out with this little story. But when we were first married and we had you guys, and you were quite little, we were still, just newly into the lodge industry. One of our guests invited my husband to go on an elk hunt in Colorado in the fall after we were done with the lodge. So my husband, we were like, yeah, absolutely. This is a great opportunity. He's never had a chance to hunt elk. So anyways, off my husband goes for this really wonderful experience. They had a great time packing up through like giant hills and stuff like that. Anyways, he shot a very nice elk and brought it back. We had lovely elk meat for months and months and months, and it was lovely. He had the skull, so we had it bleached and everything taken care of with the horns on it. And when we came back to the lodge next summer, we had it in our main dining room area, and it was just sitting on the floor with some other, things that we had on the wall, and we had some other things on the like animals, like little like martins or fishers. We had them taxidermied, and we so there was a nice little collage of things. So that's fine. So anyways, I think it had been there for a year or so. And one summer, you guys were still quite small. But I'm vacuuming because like I've got duties to do. I think my husband was either out picking up guests or guiding fishing or something like that. So it's, after breakfast, and I'm trying to, vacuum up the floor, make it all nice. And I had this giant vacuum and I'm going, and boom, I hit the elk, the elk skull. And so with an animal skull, where the nose is, there's a long couple of bones.
Mhm.
Those things broke right off. I was like, ho!
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I have always wondered why it was broken. I also didn't realize Dad shot that. I didn't know that was his elk. I thought he just had it, and I thought maybe he found it or someone found it and it was broken. Because I knew, I was like, there should be more face to that.
There is. So anyways, I was like,
It's in the vacuum.
Oh no. So I vacuum up all the little bits, and I just I'm just going to go along my way. And I never said anything. And it was maybe not even that season. It might have been the next season. We were back and we were doing something. And my husband walks by his elk and goes, oh, what happened to my elk? And I just immediately looked at him and said, I don't know. I think one of the kids had a toy and they like accidentally jammed up into it and it broke off those bones. He's like, shoot. Like, he's like, well, that's too bad. Blah, blah, blah. I totally pinned it on you too, because I knew he'd be so mad. He probably still will be mad to this day. I'll probably have to maybe get an extra Christmas present or do some groveling or something. I didn't do it on purpose. I did it on accident. I didn't intend to do it. But I totally blamed it on you for the end of times. You guys were just little. And so I have blamed an accident on someone else. And my children, your own children.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I have. If I have, I definitely don't remember it. If it was something, it would have just been me blaming it on my brother.
Yeah.
Something, but nothing that I actually remember that I could describe.
All right. Fair enough.
I take responsibility for my actions.
Listen, like one white lie. Maybe I've told a few more than that. He still loves me.
He's still
Thank
here.
goodness. I must have some other good qualities.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally blame that on you guys. Sorry. You. Sorry, Michael or Ainsley's brother. Sorry.
Anyways.
Okay.
Never have I ever dropped my phone in the toilet.
Ooh. Okay, I
You
think I
have
have
yours?
my
I
answer.
have mine.
1, 2, 3.
I have never.
You never
Because
have.
I am responsible and I take my phone out of my back pocket before going to the washroom.
See, I
Because that is a
have.
big fear of mine.
Man. Listen, I was doing really good too. Like it just happened last year. And I'm always so good with my phone.
Yeah.
I
She's
remember
never had a broken phone ever.
I've never even broke the little screen.
Protector.
Screen, and I've had probably 4 phones in my life. The first phone that I had, which was a
Mine's a
BlackBerry,
little shattered.
but the first time I got an iPhone, and then when I went to change it out, and I took it out of the otter case, the guy's like, "Is there any scratches?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Oh my God." He said, "This is brand new." I said, "I know. I've had this phone for a couple of years." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "I take good care of my stuff." But yes, I might have been at the curling rink for curling Bonspiel and had some beverages, and my phone might have been in my back pocket, and I forgot to take it out, and it did the old dip-de-doo. The sploosh of shame. I know I'm not the only one. And thank goodness, well, obviously, it's before I did any other shame in the toilet bowl. So that was good. Anyway, it still works.
I'm going to dig through there. Going fishing.
There's no number 1s or number 2s yet. So that's a good thing. Yes. So anyway,
I've had a few close calls. I have
Yeah.
dropped it before and it's missed the toilet and I'm like, or sometimes it's when I like go to bring my pants back up and it's like already it's kind of fallen out because it got loose and I'll
Yes.
hit it on the bottom of the toilet bringing it up. And I'm like,
So it'll fall below the bowl. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
good for you. Now you say
Yeah.
that karma's going to come.
Yeah.
And oh well. Listen,
Or risk it for the best.
I would like to know the percentage of the population who owns phones that have done it. I think there should be, surely they have a study on that because I'd
I
have
know
to think
quite
it's
a few
quite high.
people. I know my aunt has done it.
I know people that have
She
done it more than
shattered
once
her
too.
phone from dropping it in the toilet.
Oh, poor thing. That's I was gonna say that's poopy. Ooh, no pun intended.
No.
Ooh, I'm on a roll, Ainsley. I'm on a roll.
Okay.
Hey there. So we've realized that our Never Have I Ever is running extra long. So what we're going to do is we have decided to break it up into 2 episodes. So yes, we're going to cut it off here, and you're more than welcome next Sunday to join in and see the conclusion to our Never Have I Ever
Which
questions.
is pretty interesting. So
Some of them are pretty doozies.
You better come back because the last few they got pretty good.
There was a little bit divulged that is brand new information.
A little cliffhanger, if you must.
A little bit. Yeah. So in the meantime, thank you for listening to Second Saturday again.
Yes, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for our upcoming Never Have I Ever next week.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if you're here this week, you have to be there next week because you have to finish it. You can't not finish it.
No, you got to finish what you start.
Exactly.
Got to do it. So anyways, we hope you enjoy, and we will see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Toodles.